Like, okay. Hey guys, good to see you.
You too. How are you doing?
I'm good.
All good.
So we are going to talk about the end of the beginning and the community mixtapes. Connor, would you like to say something about what is this, the end of the beginning? Why did we decide to call the new compilation that?
Yeah, that's a great start. So this kind of happened between Lauri and I last fall, was it? I think we started talking in the fall, and we were talking a lot about how we were noticing the handpan world is changing, and it's changing quite rapidly in the last few years. If you kind of zoom out a little bit and you look at the history of the instrument, you can kind of loosely divide it into a couple different phases or eras of the handpan. In the beginning, you had this sort of the discovery phase. It was brand new, and you couldn't get an instrument. It was the very, very beginning. And then we kind of moved into the handpan renaissance at some point. I think it's very debatable when that year would be, but I think somewhere between 2008 to 2012 or so, around that time, we started moving into this new era where all of a sudden new makers are popping up everywhere, and you have people making mutant notes and bottom notes and doing all sorts of innovation, and all of a sudden it becomes more accessible to get an instrument. And then about 10 years or so, give or take, of that went by, with the instrument growing extremely rapidly. And you could call that maybe the handpan renaissance. We're in this renaissance phase. But in the last few years, with just so many makers around the world, so many new players, what used to be a small community of people has turned into a very global phenomenon. And you might be able to say we're kind of entering in this phase of the industrial revolution of the instrument. We're seeing really cheaply made instruments popping up everywhere, and makers are a little bit more competitive with one another. You're not seeing people just sharing proprietary knowledge with one another, like the handpan.org forums. Those days are long gone. So we're definitely entering a new phase of the instrument, and we're thinking
oil era.
What?
The oil era.
Yeah.
Like everything is possible and doable.
Yeah. And so Lauri and I are thinking, like, what do we do? Like, what can we do about this? Can we somehow change course? Can we go in a different direction? Can we bring it back to this community? And we thought about it, and we kind of came to this conclusion. Well, maybe we actually can't. This is so big. This is so big. This is global. So what can we do? How can we be a good make a good impact on the handpan world? And we thought, well, maybe before we part ways and we move into this new era, we sort of throw a big party. We do a big send-off of what could be the very last community event that we could do before it turns into a bunch of different subcultures forever, maybe. So this was the idea for the album. Lauri, I don't know if you want to say anything else after me rambling for many minutes about that.
Yeah. I mean, I think we have already kind of gone through the story of what is happening on separate posts and videos before this. So maybe I would just like to ask both of Davids here. They have been part of the handpan community for a long time. So David, whoever wants to reply first, how do you see the current state of the handpan scene? How is it right now, compared to what it was? How do you see it? What is it now?
Weird. No, I like what you said, guys. The end of the beginning, or listening just to this project and this big party, I feel like there is this radio call saying there is a comet, big rock coming from the sky. There is a comet coming, and so let's spend our money because we're gonna all die. So it sounds a bit like this. Like it's a turn. We're going in a direction. It's gonna be hard to escape from that reality that we see, we hear, And we, in a way, participate. I think we participate through some teaching platform. Speaking for myself, I'm participating into the fact that this instrument is more known and played, so there is more production and stuff going on. So yeah, I'm excited about this new era that has started already. I think maybe 1, 2, 3 years. It's hard to set the date, but I'm excited and nostalgical and weird. All the feelings. I try to have the good feelings about it. And also, I have to admit that it has changed a lot, and it's going to change even more. And we're going to lose some stuff more and more, and gain some others.
Yeah, it's changing.
Mixed feelings,
definitely a lot. Yeah. What about David K? This is actually an interesting question from me to you, because we started playing almost exactly at the same time. Like, we got our first SPBs, I think, like 1 month apart from each other, and we almost met in Viborg when we were getting the instrument. So how do you see, like, so much has changed? So why is it now that we are moving to this new era? Like, why is it happening now? What do you think?
I think the main factor is that instruments are more readily available. And I mean, over the past years, you could really see handpans taking off in different countries, like for a while it was in Europe, or specifically in Germany, even I think in other European countries as well. Then it was very big in Russia. Then came China. Right now it's crazy popular in Iran. And after this period where the instrument was very mystified, I feel it was not just treated as a musical instrument, it was treated as some kind of revelation almost, And I think just by time passing, and also because instruments are more available now, and everybody who wants one can kind of get one, it has been demystified a little bit, and it's more normal now to have a handpan, or more, maybe even to have 2 or 3 handpans. It doesn't make you part of a small elite group of people who actually managed to get an instrument. That is something I like about it. I this kind of extreme mystification of the instrument. I don't know. I never connected to that. Yeah. And I still feel the enthusiasm strong in people, Every time I go to a festival, the people I meet are so excited. They're still excited to try out different instruments, to try out a new scale. They're thinking, which scale can I get to combine it with my instrument? And it's still unique, I think. I've been part of the percussion world for many years, and it's not the same that people run around, oh, there's a new frame drum, I have to try. They have a new kind of rim, or whichever instrument. I still find that quite unique in the handpan world. And I really love that, just the enthusiasm and the love that people have for the instrument, and just for the sound of the instrument, and the pure joy of playing. I still feel that strongly, and that for me is one of the main wonderful, unique things around this instrument and around this community. So yeah, things are changing for sure. And also, of course, for handpan builders, it's a completely different situation now than it was a few years ago. And yeah, this is just something that I think it can't be avoided, and somehow we have to find a good way to deal with, somehow a positive way to integrate all the new things that happen, and all the imported instruments. And it's not always easy. And I think people have to find a new way, a new perspective in this community a little bit, or especially also the builders maybe, and to just reframe, because it's simply a different situation now than it was a few years ago.
Yeah, it's nice that you mentioned community, because I think community has been like from the beginning like a big part of the handpan world. Like, there's so many enthusiastic people like organizing events and festivals, and they have been running forums and and now you guys you have your own kind of, you're building your own new community of students. And this is actually something that me and Connor also talked about a lot, because we wanted to do something for the Handpan Day. Like this is the 5th time this year, by the way, that we're doing the Handpan Day. I launched it in 2019, and now it's the 5th time. And we wanted to do something that is kind of celebrates the community. So there's going to be a festival, and tied to all this is the community mixtapes that I also wanted to talk with all of you today. So the idea of the community mixtapes, as you have probably already read and heard, is that we will be, as Futurust, me and Connor, we run the label Futurust, we're going to launch this community mixtapes project that is kind of like open playlist or mixtape for everyone in the handpan scene to join. So they can make their own music, send it to the mixtapes, and we will share it with everyone on the Handpan Day and a little bit before that. So that's the concept. But what do you guys think it is important in this moment of handpan history to focus on this kind of inclusive, like, community projects and build community in the handpan scene? Why is it important to support and build the community, right? Maybe David C., you could say something.
Yeah,
I want to hear.
What I like events. I think it's nice to mark sometimes in the calendar or in your life or in, there's two kind of people who are saying we don't like event. We have this day in France, 14th of February, where you celebrate love. I think you have it. And, you have always this
Valentine's Day, yeah.
Valentine's Day, for sure. It's international. And you have two kind of people. Oh, I don't like these days. For me, it's every day like this with my wife. And the other people, no, it's nice to have an evening maybe a bit different where you've been anticipating, or, and I'm on this side of this second group. I like event. I like to be able to mark in the calendar some specific dates. I think it gives a rhythm to our lives, and it's nice for our memories. It brings joyful moments back in your head, and I think for the community, it's nice to be able to remember some strong days all together, and that could be one of them. And it's part of the story. And I think you guys are writing the story of that instrument, because it's still brand new. I mean, all of us, I'm sure we still encounter some people, they don't know that instrument, they've never heard. It's pretty rare. Always people are like, I saw that somewhere, but most of the time, I mean, we can encounter some people they never heard about it. So I'm for this kind of event, and I think it helps to deselitize. I'm taking the word from Dave. It deselitize that instrument. The more we bring people together, the more we share this music, the more people are building, playing, recording, and sharing, the more it helps that instrument to be known, to be enjoyed, and I'm really for that, because that phase of the handpan, like the mystical thing, I'm like Dave. I was like, no, I'm not into this. It's just an instrument. It's a good one. It sounds very good, and yeah, but that's it. Cello is amazing. Cello, but yeah, there's something magical. I agree, not too much, and I want to participate in that democraticalization, inventing the word also.
Yeah, that's like an interesting point. Like the way you're comparing it to other instruments now, and this is, I think that's kind of, in a way, you could say that's what's happening now. Is that the handpan is becoming a real instrument. It's becoming like a normal instrument.
It's the ukulele. It's the ukulele. Everyone will have one in his back. Passion, outside, campfire. Yeah.
And it doesn't make the ukulele not beautiful. It's still a beautiful instrument.
The sound of a ukulele is still the same. Maybe your approach and your behavior toward it is changing, but ukulele is still cool to play.
Yeah.
And it sounds good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So anyway, like our idea for the community mixtape was that we wanted to create an event that is kind of like, it happens around this one special day during this year, and it would bring everyone together, and also it would invite everyone to use their creative energy to create something big and beautiful together. Can you like come up with like why should people participate? I mean, like obviously some people will pick up this that, oh, we want to be part of this, like, but then some people will be kind of on the fence, like, that sounds cool and nice, but so why should people participate in this? Like, well, what kind of how would you encourage people to participate? What can they get out of this process or project?
And we can go to David K for that one.
Yeah,
sure. Look, I think it's an amazing opportunity. So you can be part of a kind of publication of this project, which I think is amazing. You know, no matter your level, you can take part and you can record something. And well, first of all, it's a really nice challenge for yourself if you maybe haven't composed a lot of music before, or you haven't recorded yourself a lot. This is an amazing opportunity to take that as a motivation, as a kind of a goal, you know, to maybe set yourself 2 weeks to compose a handpan tune and to record it. I think it's amazing that you guys do it so inclusively, and that really everybody can take part, you know, and people will listen to it, and it really can, like, you can really be. I mean, anyway, you're part of the community, but it's just a great project to be part of. I think, you know, there's no, it's not a commercially oriented project. It's really just a community oriented project, so that everyone has the opportunity to take part. I'm
also just imagining this, like, this massive amount of tracks that we're going to maybe get on the playlist. Like, imagine if we have like 10 hours of new handpan music coming out on the handpan day, or 20 hours. Like, it's like, so I remember, like, back in the day, I would go on SoundCloud and try to find handpan tracks, and you would find some, but then eventually you would run out of them and it would start playing all these techno ambient tracks that people are posting there. But just like, imagine if we get this massive surge of handpan music on SoundCloud, and suddenly it becomes just like this handpan cloud. I think it's a fantastic idea.
Yeah. And it's also like for yourself, you know, to document where you are with your music at the moment.
Yeah.
It's a really nice opportunity for that as well.
Yeah, and a recording is like a photo. No, not just saying a recording is like a photo of that moment in your life. You take an audio photo and you can come back to it and see how you've been evolving. And it's a good memory also. And also, maybe we don't have time and we could write about it somewhere, but there are so many advantages to record yourself. It's a great exercise for you because you have to be focused on one single thing. Recording is really tough in a way because you hear everything, so you have to make sure everything is all right. So the process is nice for you as a musician. You realize many things on because you are doing different takes and different stuff. And there are many advantages that are good for your musical journey. And it's a great effort that we encourage everyone to do. And you will see for yourself that not only you're participating in a great event, but you are doing yourself a favor just to get used to some material, some gear, the exercise itself is very good.
Yeah, I think everyone can learn a lot, like when they record their musical ideas. Like, I've been recording for more than 10 years, like handpans now, and I still learn a lot every time I record a new song. I wanted to stress something like, this is definitely not a competition. So when people send in their tracks, there's not going to be this like, like this like judging of the tracks, like, okay, this is better and this is like some kind of like competition. That's not the point of this. It's just like, I think it's so valuable and cool to hear all the different styles and ways you can play this instrument. And I think that's the real beauty of this project, that if we have this 10-hour, 12-hour playlist of handpan music, you will hear just so many different ways how you can approach this instrument. Also, that can be, it can teach you so much. But like getting to the composition part, because I think this is something that can be like very intimidating for someone that just the idea of composing a new song. So like if you had to give just like very brief idea like how to compose a song, like you have 30 seconds, David K and David C, like just give me a couple of ideas. How can you approach this task of composing a song? Like what is the most effective strategy? How to compose a song in 1 minute?
David, you want to start?
No, he says David K first.
Okay. So how to compose a song in 30 seconds? Of course, it depends what style of song you want to do. But one example can be step 1, you choose a chord progression, harmony. Step 2, you choose a groove that you apply to this harmony. It's easy on the handpan. You can apply it to the chords. Step 3, you just add a few transition notes in between. And that's your I section. And then the last step, step 4, you repeat everything for your B section. And that's it. You have your piece. You choose a simple structure, A, B, A, B. There you go. That wasn't even 30 seconds.
Wow. That was impressive.
Excellent. That was impressive.
I'm writing it down. I don't actually remember it. Even better.
I'm working on some music right now. I took some notes there. Thank you. I forgot about.
Yeah, I think David would agree with me that we encourage you to structure a little bit your playing. It's good for you. It's good for the people who are listening also to hear. Oh, that's the main part, or that's something recognizable. That's something you can sing along. Oh, I love this. Da 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 da. Whatever. Just something. Think about your notes. And maybe my little encouragement, my challenge for you for this project is you have this pattern you've been playing along for a long time, or you have this little composition. Finish it for the project. Just finish what you are currently working on. Maybe you have 10 seconds or something. Make it, like David say, a bit longer with a bit of structure, and just finish what you are currently working on and take a photo, an audio photo, record it and send it to this beautiful project.
I just want to stress real quick on the uploading part, in case anyone out there listening is nervous about uploading to SoundCloud. If that sounds technical and difficult, it's actually surprisingly easy. The website is quite simple to use. I tested it myself before doing this. Of course, I made sure that this would work on SoundCloud, and I was surprised. Like, I had an account up and going, and a song uploaded. I think it was like 5 minutes or something. It was very, very simple. So don't let that scare you off if you're nervous about the technology part.
Yeah, my cousin Sylvain. Sorry. That's
I was just going to say that we will just have, like, on the blog post, there's like going to be very simple, like, guidelines, like guides.
Yeah,
how
excellent.
To upload a song on SoundCloud. Yeah. I would like to ask, maybe Connor could answer this. Like, what are the things that we should remember when we are recording? I mean, like, obviously, we're not asking people to book a fine studio and go make a great recording of their handpan. Like, you can do this with your, for example, iPhone or laptop or Zoom recorder. What should you remember when you are recording your handpan, let's say with an iPhone or like just a small microphone setup at home? Like what kind of things do you have to remember in order to get a good recording?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So of course it depends on what kind of phone you have. You might want to do a little bit of Googling on your own phone to figure out exactly, first of all, where the microphone is on the phone, if it's not obvious. But sometimes it's obvious. You can see kind of where the microphone is. So figure out where the microphone is. And you might also want to get familiar with the app or software on your phone that is doing the recording. Sometimes there's a setting where you can click high quality recording, or you can increase the quality in some way so that you're not getting a very compressed audio file, but rather something that's a little bit easier to work with on the computer if you do want to do some editing. If not, it still sounds better anyways. And then once you have that figured out, you're going to want to point the microphone at the handpan. It's pretty obvious. But the thing that you obviously, crazy, right?
That's how it works.
Yeah.
I wish someone would have told me that.
You also want to try and make sure that both the handpan and the iPhone or whatever phone you're using to record are stable and are not going to be moving around making a lot of noise and making scratching sounds. That the microphone is stable. And I think the most important thing is just to do a test recording and listen to it before you try and really get that one really good take where you put your heart and soul into it. Record a little bit of random playing and then listen back to it. And you might want to listen with headphones or the highest quality audio you can, and see how does it sound. Do you hear scratching noises or rustling or something weird? And if so, then you got to figure out what that is. But yeah, do a test recording, and if you're happy with it, then go for it. And make sure you just be kind to yourself as you're recording. It might not be perfect on the first go, but keep at it. And if it's not happening, you feel yourself getting frustrated while recording, take a breath, walk away for a little bit, maybe come back the next day. I have plenty of days like this. Yesterday, for example, I was sitting there trying to record something, and I was just like, nope, today's not the day. It's just not the day. I walked away. I came back today, and it just popped right out. So be kind to yourself. Allow yourself to take that breath and come back.
I also want to throw one, like, really, I think this is probably the most important recording tip I can give, is that try to find a space that sounds nice, like nice sounding room, because every room in your apartment will sound different. Like if you record your handpan in the bathroom, it will sound different than it sounds in your bedroom or in the kitchen or in the staircase. So you can also experiment with that, like find a nice place, make a test recording and see where it sounds best, because all the rooms have a different sound. And if you're not used to listening to the sound of the room, you might be surprised like how different the handpan can sound in different rooms.
Yeah.
And then also maybe one that I could add to this, like maybe try to keep the phone about like 1 meter away from the handpan, like not too far, not too close, because then it gives you enough like dynamics. You can play softly and loudly, and it still gives a nice sound. So maybe that's also something that I could add. But
watch the kids.
Yeah. Also, like if the kids are shouting in the background, it'll make a funny effect. But
I have that on some of my videos, man. It's just hard to avoid sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes it gives you like a sense of life. I mean, like sometimes I was collaborating with a violin player, and she sent me these tracks, and there was like birds were singing in the background when she was recording it. It was just beautiful. Like I loved it. Like it brings some.
Yeah, but my kids doesn't sound like birds. That's the problem.
On the Sound of Vibok track, I have an ambulance driving through, because it was kind of a 10-minute improvisation, and I kind of liked what it added to the track, so I kept it in.
Oh, nice.
Is this in the solo version or in the
the solo version?
Okay, yeah.
Nice. But hey, let's end this call with like more personal questions. You have all said that you are going to participate in the Mixtapes project. So I would like to hear, what are you going to do? Like, what are your plans? Like, have you already recorded something, or maybe you can give like some small teaser about like what you're going to do?
David, so you want to start there?
Which David did you say?
C,
that's me.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, so now this is the last, I think it's been already 2 months that I feel that I have time and space and motivation and ideas to compose again. I'm a slow composer, and I have dedicated these last 5 years to Master The Handpan. So I haven't been really composing and kids, everything, life, blah, blah, blah. So I'm in the midst of composing a new album, and I think I'm gonna just push myself to finish a track of the album and just record it for the project. And I think, it won't be finished. It's never. You can always do more or better, but I just want to push it and finish one. I have one with some new instruments and stuff, and so that's what I'm working on it, and I'm gonna record it on time.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
When is the deadline again?
I think it's the end of June.
July 31st.
July 31st.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
July
So
31st.
I have 2 weeks before I leave for the summer tour. I wrote a song. I recently really love like very, very minimalistic music. So I wrote a song for my daughter, who was just learning how to walk. And it's a very, very simple song, but I very much enjoy playing it. So I think that's what I will record for the mixtapes.
Oh, nice. Beautiful. I love the story. What about Connor?
We're both
what
really
are you
looking
doing?
forward to hearing your songs.
What about the
what am I
guys who
doing?
started this project?
I was really worried you're going to ask me this. I'm panicking on it a little bit. No, I'm working on a song right now, but it might not be ready in time. If it's not ready in time, I'm going to do a sort of studio remix of my last video, Applewomp. That was a song that I did that's only like a one take kind of thing. All of the sound is recorded in one go. And because I'm doing it that way, there's a limitation of kind of how it sounds, which I quite like in a live format. And when I play it on the stage, I like doing it that way. However, for a studio release where I have the ability to really get very creative with all the sounds and the atmospheres, I'm going to make it sound a bit fuller and a bit nicer. So that's my plan B. That's slowly turning into my plan A. What about you, Lauri?
I have a couple of different plans. I'm working on, I think, 3 different compositions at the moment, and I guess it depends which one is the first to be finished. The new thing that I'm trying now, because I've been working with a lot of synthesizers and electronic sounds for the last 10 years, but I have never really released a track that has like proper like electronic beats or rhythm, some kind of pulse. Like there are some tracks that kind of flirt with that idea, but it hasn't been the focus of my music like in the last couple of years. So maybe I will just finally find the time to create something a little bit more rhythmic, danceable, possibly.
Nice.
I might do also like I have one ballad, like one really kind of like slow, simple, beautiful track that I'm also planning to record, but for some reason I feel that for the community mixtapes and the compilation, I would like to make something that has a little bit more rhythm.
Nice. Awesome.
But hey, I'm
okay.
really
I
looking
think we're
forward to
about out of time.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to hearing all this music, and also everyone who is going to send in your track for the community mixtapes. I'm going to listen to them all, and I know that when the Handpan Day comes and I have time to listen to just enjoy all the music, it'll be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, we're really excited about this. Really looking forward to hearing everybody's music, and especially since it's so global. This project it's been so fun for me because we've been in communication with all of these different artists around the world for the main album, and it's so cool. I feel like I'm getting in touch with a side of the handpan world that I never knew before. And so, if you know anybody from like a different country, wherever it is, just invite everybody to do this. So we have the most multinational, diverse group of people sending in music. I want to hear music from a country I've never even heard of. Like that's my goal here.
And thank you guys. Unity is a big challenge. Unity is a big challenge in our heart first, and in our behavior, in our gatherings, in our projects, to stay united. Even if we have different thoughts, different ideas, different things, but united around this passion that we have in common. It's nice of you guys to contribute to that. I really like the project. And I'm here also just to see how many participants there will be. And so thank you very much for putting that together.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for also like being part of this. Like, I think it's very helpful for the project, for both Master The Handpan and Handpan Dojo to be like supporting this project like you are. So thank you.
Yeah, great initiative.
Awesome. For sure. So
thank you both.
Let's wrap it up and have a nice summer. Make good music.
Sounds good. Are you guys coming to some of the festivals?
Oh yeah.
Connor will be. I will be doing other things this summer.
Other things. I know this kind of.
But I'll see you. I'll see you at the gathering in a few weeks, David. Okay, and Curiosity as well. You're gonna be there, yeah?
Right.
Yeah, really looking forward to this.
And I won't see any one of you.
Oh.
Pan Tribe. No one is doing Pan Tribe?
Unfortunately, not this time. Mm-hmm. But okay, next year then we gotta find at least one spot where our paths will cross.
That would be great.
Nice.
Awesome.
All right. Till then.
Okay. Yeah. See you guys.
Ciao, guys.
Take care, everyone. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.